Okay, in this class, we're going to look at the difference between, no, we're not. We're looking at indirect speech. But to start with, Cat, come here. Fluke, come here. All right, fuck it. All right, to start with, we're going to look at this simple thing. What's the difference between say and tell? So in Portuguese, we have basically one word that we use, dizer, which kind of represents both. But in English, for example, if we look at something verbatim, let's say, I like Mastodon. All right, so we have something that's true. So let's now report CIan. So with say, we'll say that CIan said he liked Mastodon. All right, so in this aspect, maybe I can make this a little smaller. Let me put this down here for us, so it's on one line. Okay, so in this case, my verb, like, goes to light. So it goes into the simple past. Anything that we report, the verb always takes one step backwards. So, where's my thing here? If I, for example, let's say we have, let's look at our basic time structure. So we have the future, we have the present. By the way, the future is the present. I do this in every single video. I repeat this 1,000 times. The future is an abstract concept in your mind. You construct the future with language. In fact, your abstract mind is constructed with grammar, structure, and language. So the future is just how you feel in your crazy thoughts today about the idea tomorrow. But when tomorrow comes, it's always today. There is no such thing as tomorrow. It's just a fucking delusion in your head, a good one, or for most of us, a freaky old bad one. We're freaking the fuck out. So both the future and the present structure, they go to the past when we report it. And anything that's in the past goes to the past perfect. And that's it. There's only two steps that we can take in this. We can either go from present, future, present is the future, to the past, and past goes to the past perfect. In this case, I like Mastodon. I like Mastodon. CIan said he liked Mastodon. Easy. All right, so let's do it with tell. Well, CIan told us he liked Mastodon. All right, so what's different? Well, let's look at our gossip. Both of them, by the way, are fofoca. It's gossip. You know, we're talking about a person who is not here to defend themselves. So it's gossip. The only difference is we have this object here, a person. Yes, people can be objects. But we have this person here. CIan told us, CIan told me, CIan told Mary, CIan told Jeff, CIan told everyone. So what we can't do, for example, is CIan told someone. Why? I'll give you 8 minutes to think about your answer. No, I didn't do this for myself. Jesus, CIan. Jesus, pull it together. All right, CIan told someone. Why can't we use someone? Because someone is not anyone. Someone is no one. This object pronoun, this person, they need to be someone that we know. They need to be someone that we know of. Why? This person validates the fofoca. They validate that information. Yeah, CIan likes Mastodon. How do you know? He told me. Oh, shit. Okay, in that case, I totally trust you. He told my mom. Really? Yeah. Told my mom. He talks to my mom about rock music all the time. And so what it does, here, we're doing gossip. This validates. Dude, are you inside the fucking house? Where are you? Fluke. Sorry, my cat is fucking missing. Dude, you went outside. All right. I'll be back in 1 second. Dude, are you outside? Not you, dog. Who the fuck is Fluke? Alright, fuck it. I'm back. Don't worry about that. Apologies. Alright, so, where the fuck was I? Okay, it validates. The other thing it can do is to shift blame. What do we mean by shifting blame? Well, instead of saying, look, why didn't you tell me that CIan was going to be late? Hey, he didn't tell me, all right? He told Jeff, not me. It's not my fault. I'm not the one who's supposed to tell this. I'm not the carrier of this news. The burden is not mine. So we're only doing two things. We're either validating that what we're saying has some truth to it, or we're putting the blame on another person. But either way, this subject has to be known to us. We have to know them, or to know who they are, to know of them. We cannot put a random person. If you have a random person, so you don't know who received the information, well, then you leave that out and you go with said. CIan said you like Mastodon. Who do you say that to? I don't know. Some drunk guy at a station? All right, I believe that. So that's say and tell. All right, so let's have and so, okay, I should do more examples of this. So we looked at simple present. So the simple present here, I like, went to, liked. All right, so let's look at simple past. I lived in Sao Paulo for 8 years. Shit, 8 years. All right, so CIan said, he. And so we ask, well, what's the past of the past? Well, it's simple. It's the past perfect. It's the furthest you can go back. So CIan said he. Shit, where the fuck is my thing? Oh, fuck, I'll come in here. I shouldn't swear. CIan said he had lived in Sao Paulo for 8 years. Or, for example, if we did the present perfect, I've been living in Araraquara for 8 years. What's going to happen there? Well, what's the past of the present perfect? Past perfect. Same thing. CIan said he had been living in Sao Paulo for 8 years. Araraquara, whatever the fuck. It's just names of places. For 8 years. So with this idea, the present goes to the past. The future, more or less. Like when we say future, what we really mean is the models. Remember, the future is everything. It's will, yes. It's going to, yes. But it's also should. It's also can. It's also have to. It's also had better. It's also must. All of these, every model represents the future. But it represents how you feel about the future here in the present, right fucking now. If you say will, you're making a promise, an empty promise. If you say I'm going to, you're telling me I have a plan. You feel emotionally secure that this is going to happen. If you tell me should, either if it's you should, you're feeling virtuous, you're feeling prideful. If you're saying I should, you're feeling shameful. What am I doing? I shouldn't be doing this, I should be doing this. But either way, you're thinking about a future action and your emotion, the language represents emotion. In the same way, a color of paint represents emotion that we can all translate and understand. So should is always the color purple, dark purple, because it represents anguish and shame. Can, obviously, is a bright green because in the present, like a semáforo aberto, I can see that I have permission to do something or I have the ability to do something. Have to is in the present, me realizing I have no choice. I am restricted. How I feel doesn't matter. I have to do this thing. And that's that feeling of restriction, like a child, that you don't have an opinion. You can fight it, you can negate it all you want, but you have to do it. And that's a feeling in the present about that thing you're doing tomorrow. Had better is a threat. I'd better do this. I'd better do this now. You're trying to provoke yourself with fear to start a process or to do something. Must, the same thing. All of them represent the future, but they're all also in the present because the future happens inside your head. It's an abstract concept. And most of the time you're freaking the fuck out. So, future also equals past. I'm making this more dramatic than it needs to be. The past goes to the past perfect, and the present perfect goes to the past perfect. That's simple. Oh my God, I thought it was more difficult. It's very, very simple. We're only taking 2 steps in this. So when we say, for example, I'll travel tomorrow, even if tomorrow is tomorrow, CIan said he would travel tomorrow. Shit. I'm going to prepare examples for my next video. CIan said he was going to prepare examples for his next video. Why is it in the past? Good question. It's in the past because even though this thing, the next video, is tomorrow or whenever, in 2 weeks, the way I do this shit, we're not talking about something that's true. We're not saying this. CIan is going to. We're not to prepare an example. No, we're not stating something that we believe is true. We're just quoting something that we heard. And for that reason, the grammar has to change. It has to go backwards because the grammar has nothing to do with the future. It has to do with what we heard. So it has to be vez. Once upon a fucking time. It has to go backwards 1 step. There's no ifs or buts about it. But there is a case where it doesn't go backwards. I should do more push-ups and eat apples. What am I doing with my life? Ah, Jesus Christ. I should do some fucking push-ups and eat some apples. What's wrong with me? In this case, there is no past tense for should. There's no past verb. So we say CIan said he should do more push-ups. We have no past tense, so there's nothing we can do. Where else do we have this? Had better. We don't have any past tense version of better. CIan said he had better. What had I better do? Get his car fixed. Yes, keep it simple that people can understand. But either way, once again, we have no past version of this. Because if I look at can, CIan said he could. If I look at will, CIan said he would. But certain models, for example, might, must, had better, should, and so forth. There might be more, but I just can't think of them on the spot because I'm not as amazing as I wish I could be. But these models, there's no past tense, so they stay almost verbatim. I had better get my car fixed. He had better get his car fixed. Everything else goes 1 step backwards. So I am going to, he was going to. I will travel tomorrow. He said he would travel tomorrow. I have been living here for 8 years. CIan said he had been living here for 8 years. That's it. That's really easy. That's say and tell. Remarkably simple. Now, shall I introduce things? No, because I've got to find where my fucking cat went. Because my cat's meowing, I don't know where he is. I think he's luring me somewhere. He's gonna do things. Terrible things. I need help.